Hello, hello, hello. Today is multiplying binomials. Remember, for those of you who can't, binomials have two terms. One term, two terms. That's just a special type of polynomial. All right, so just a quick reminder. We do know how to multiply a monomial and a polynomial. Simply use the distributive property. For example, if you're given something like 3x times the quantity 4x minus 2, in order to simplify it, we would multiply. We would use our distributive property. This would come out to be 12x squared minus 6x. Okay? Now, when multiplying binomials, that means we have a binomial times a binomial. We're going to have to make sure that everything in each binomial, so this x and this 2, gets multiplied by everything in the other binomial. That means this x and this positive 5. So there are two methods we can use to do this, and I'm going to allow you to use whichever method you prefer. Okay? So option 1, we're going to do the same problem twice. Option 1 is, I just told you, every single thing in both of these binomials needs to be multiplied by every single thing and the other binomial. So if we wanted, we could say, take this x and multiply it by that whole set of parentheses. So I took the first term in my binomial on the left, and I multiplied it by everything in the right binomial. Then I'm going to add my next number in my first binomial, and I'm going to multiply that by everything in the second binomial. This way, I'm making sure that everything in here gets multiplied by all that stuff. So, here we go. It's very simple. Now we're just distributing. But I got to do it twice. I got to do it here, and I got to do it here. So x times x is x squared plus 5 times x plus, and now here's another set, 2 times x plus 2 times 5. So here we have a large polynomial, and if we can simplify it, we're going to need to. Is there anything here that I can combine? I would say yes. 5x and 2x are like terms, so let's simplify that. 5x plus 2x gives me 7x's, and I still have a plus 10. So right there, since there's no other like terms, that's as simple as we can make this thing once we've multiplied it out. Okay, second method, and this is the more commonly seen method because it has a nice acrostic that goes with it. The acrostic is called FOIL. It spells foil. It has nothing to do with food. I wish it did, though. Okay, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, and last. The heck does that mean, Mr. Dudek? I'm glad you asked. Here, I'm going to rewrite our binomials. Okay, this is just a reminder or something I can follow. I guess it's a guideline as to, so that I can remind myself not to skip anything in either set of these binomials. It's going to reassure me, it's going to assure me that I'm going to multiply everything in here by everything in here. So here's how it works. F, it says first. This is the first thing I'm going to do. It's x times x. It's the first terms in both binomials. That's why it says first. So x times x. Now, outside means the outside pieces in our binomials. That is x times 5. So it's positive 5. So 5 times x. Okay? I is inside. So it means 2 times x. So plus 2 times x. And last but not least, is L, last. The last terms in both of our binomials, 2 times 5. Now, we've made sure that everything in here is multiplied by everything in here, and all we have to do is simplify. So x times x is x squared, 5 times x is 5x, 2 times x is 2x, and plus 2 times 5 is 10. Do we have any like terms? Yes, we do. X squared plus 7x plus 10. Guess what? You got the same answer both ways. This FOIL method, you're definitely going to see next year. So if you can use that and remember it, it might be referenced quite often. All right, let's try a second one. Come on down to number 2. It says simplify. Basically, it's saying multiply these binomials together. And for those of you who want to try the distributive method, go right ahead. However, I'm going to use the FOIL method because this is what I have ingrained into my head, and I don't mess these up anymore. So, the F stands for first, so I'm going to multiply m times 2m. Okay? And it says outside, so I'm doing the first here and the last here. So that says, oh, that's a negative 3. So I'm going to say minus 3 times m. Now I got to move to my I, which is inside. So that's a positive 4 times 2m. And the L means last. So positive 4 times a negative 3. So let's say minus 12. All right, I made sure to multiply everything here by everything here. Now let's just simplify. M times 2m is 2m squared minus 3 times m plus 4 times 2m is 8m minus 12. Can I do anything else? The answer is yes. Let's combine our like terms. Negative 3m plus 8m is going to give me a positive 5m. And then I have minus 12. And here you go. So, last but not least, number 3. This one is going to be on your own. I'd like you to attempt that. I don't care which method you use, but please break it in tomorrow. We are going to start with that. The summary, please just remember, when multiplying binomials, we either have to use the distributive property twice, that's a 2, or we can use the FOIL method. Either way works as long as you multiply everything in one binomial by everything in the other binomial. Please don't forget to answer number 2 as well. I'll see you tomorrow.